Chinese President Xi Jinping has been holding a multilateral meeting with the leaders of France, Germany and the European Commission in Paris. The leaders emphasized the need for cooperation instead of the usual intense competition. For more on this and other news from around the world, let's turn to our Hong Yoo. So if you can just walk us through what this meeting was all about.
Well, Mark, the meeting between these four leaders was unprecedented as German Chancellor Angela Merkel and President of the European Commission Jean-Claude Junker were invited at the last moment by French President Emmanuel Macron. The French government described the meeting as a high-level meeting on the challenges of multilateralism, as much of the talk was about that and cooperation. All four leaders called for greater cooperation between the EU and China and to deal with their concerns about unfair competition and continuing coordination on climate change. Macron expressed his willingness to deepen ties with China if they're willing to play a fair game for trade. At the same time, Macron urged China to respect the unity of the European Union and the values it carries in the world. Juncker added that China and Europe are strategic partners as they can have positive competition if Beijing gives EU companies the same access to Chinese markets as Chinese companies have in the EU. At the press conference after the meeting, Xi said he agreed with Juncker that competition between the EU and China was a positive one, as they are advancing together despite suspicions over whether they're friends or foes. He added China needs a united and prosperous Europe and urged it to adopt a coherent strategy in dealing with Beijing.